Can you feel it, Canucks Nation? That electric hum in the air, the kind that whispers of destiny and daring moves? Or is it the familiar tremor of a franchise perpetually on the brink, forever chasing that elusive final piece? Because right now, the atmosphere around Vancouver is absolutely crackling with anticipation, as whispers from the deepest corners of the NHL are growing into a full-blown roar. We're talking about a potential blockbuster move, a strategic strike that could inject a much-needed shot of speed and skill into your beloved Canucks lineup just days before the puck drops on a brand new season. Patrik Allvin, the Canucks' shrewd general manager, is reportedly on the hunt, meticulously scouring the Western Conference for a young, dynamic winger who could be the missing piece to his puzzle. And an NHL insider has dropped a name that's got everyone buzzing: Lucas Reichel of the Chicago Blackhawks. This isn't just another fleeting rumor, folks. This is a tangible link, a potential game-changer that aligns perfectly with Allvin's proven track record of making impactful moves right on the cusp of opening night. We're about to dive deep into this electrifying report, dissecting exactly who Lucas Reichel is, what it might cost to pry him away from Chicago, and precisely how this speedy forward could slot into the Canucks' evolving system. This isn't just a trade. It's a statement, a gamble, and potentially the spark this team desperately needs to ignite its season. Before we plunge headfirst into the heart of this breaking news, a massive shout out to every single one of you watching. If you're part of the incredible 58.2% who tune in regularly but haven't yet joined the Canucks Digest family, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button right now. It's completely free, and in return, you'll get daily updates, breaking news, trade reports, and all the rumors swirling around your Canucks delivered straight to your feed. Don't miss a single beat of this wild ride. Now, let's talk about the current landscape in Vancouver, because it's a situation that screams for immediate action. The Canucks roster, even before the season officially begins, is already facing some significant turbulence. We've seen the recent news of Vasily Podkolzin being placed on waivers, a clear indication that the team is looking to fine-tune its depth and optimize its roster ahead of the grueling campaign. But the real urgency comes from the injury front. Nils Höglander, a player expected to be a key contributor with his tenacious forecheck and offensive upside, is sidelined for an estimated 6 to 10 weeks. That's a timeline that could stretch all the way to Christmas, leaving a gaping hole in the top 9 forward group, a void that needs to be filled with skill, speed, and a player ready to make an immediate impact. The clock is ticking, and the pressure is mounting for Allvin to find a solution that keeps the team competitive from day one. And this is precisely where the plot thickens. The Fourth Period, a highly respected source in the hockey world, has dropped a bombshell report that has sent ripples across the league. According to their insider, Chicago Blackhawks GM Kyle Davidson has been actively engaged in talks with multiple teams regarding Lucas Reichel. The young winger, a former 17th overall pick in the 2020 NHL Draft, is reportedly open to a change of scenery as opportunities in Chicago have seemingly dwindled amidst their ongoing rebuild. He's a player with immense talent who needs a fresh start to truly unlock his potential. And here's the kicker for Canucks fans. The Fourth Period explicitly names the Vancouver Canucks, alongside the Oilers and Sharks, as among the teams believed to have significant interest in acquiring Reichel. This isn't just a random rumor. It fits a pattern, a strategic blueprint that Patrik Allvin has meticulously followed since taking the reins in Vancouver. For years, the Canucks front office has shown a penchant for making impactful moves right on the eve of the regular season. As Canucks summary brilliantly pointed out, Allvin has made a trade within days of the opening day roster finalization every single year. Think back to the Ethan Bear trade on October 7th, the Jack Rathbone/Kyle Burroughs trade on the 8th, or the Riley Stillman trade on the 6th, all just days before the season officially kicked off. With opening day just around the corner, Allvin appears to be lining up another one of his signature last-minute maneuvers, and Lucas Reichel is squarely in his sights. This isn't about minor tweaks, it's about a calculated high-impact addition. So, who exactly is Lucas Reichel, and why should Canucks fans be excited about him? At first glance, his raw numbers from Chicago might not jump off the page. Last season, he put up 8 goals and 14 assists for 22 points, accompanied by a -16 rating. But let's be brutally honest. Chicago was, to put it mildly, a dumpster fire of a team, playing in a diminished role on a struggling squad. Those numbers don't tell the full story of a player with immense potential. Reichel is still incredibly young, hungry to break out, and a change of scenery can be the ultimate catalyst for a player's career. We've seen it time and time again in the NHL. A fresh start, a new system, and a different environment can unlock untapped potential. Think of players who struggled in one system only to thrive elsewhere. Reichel could be the next success story, and the advanced metrics back this up. Byron Bader, a respected analyst, highlights Reichel's impressive production development pattern, noting significant growth over 5 years. Bader suggests that while his spring birthday and Chicago situation haven't worked out great thus far, he might find his game with a fresh start on a new team. Bader even draws a compelling comparison to Robert Thomas, who blossomed into a first-line player for the St. Louis Blues after a change of scenery from the New York Rangers. Reichel is a left-handed, left-shot winger with exceptional speed, a player who can move his legs, score goals, and looks incredibly good in production when given consistent ice time. Adam Foote, the Canucks associate coach, has been vocal about wanting to build a faster, harder-to-play-against team, and Reichel fits that mold perfectly. His ability to drive play, create separation, and contribute offensively with his quickness is exactly what the Canucks need to elevate their attack. Now let's talk about the cost, because this is where things get even more intriguing. Frank Corrado, another trusted insider, suggests that the return for Reichel is not going to be a big return. We're talking probably a mid to late round pick. This is music to the ears of Canucks fans, especially considering the team's current draft capital. The Canucks have accumulated a healthy stash of mid to late round picks thanks to previous shrewd trades involving players like Ethan Bear and Dakota Joshua. They hold 2 extra 4th round picks in the 2027 draft, along with multiple 5th, 6th, and almost all of their 7th round selections. Allvin could easily attach one of these 4ths, perhaps even a 5th or 6th, to bring in a still very young player who is poised to blossom in the NHL. This potential acquisition screams low risk, high reward. Reichel is only making $1.22 million, and the Canucks would retain his RFA rights after the season, giving them control over his future. If, for some unforeseen reason, it doesn't work out, the team has options. He could be demoted to Abbotsford to further develop, or even traded for other assets as the season progresses. But with Podkolzin on waivers and Höglander out for an extended period, the timing couldn't be better. The Canucks have cleared up cap space with recent moves, giving them the flexibility to make this kind of strategic addition without handcuffing their future. You're getting a former first-round pick, a player with undeniable talent, for what amounts to a relatively minor investment in draft capital. It's a testament to Allvin's ability to find value where others might not see it, turning spare parts into potential gold. Of course, bringing in a player like Reichel does create a ripple effect, particularly for the promising prospects in Abbotsford. Guys like Linus Karlsson, Max Sasson, and Arshdeep Bains have all had stellar preseasons, pushing hard for a spot on the big club. While adding a former first-round pick might seem to block their path, it also raises the overall talent level and creates healthy competition within the organization. The Canucks could offer Reichel a middle six role, potentially playing alongside skilled veterans like Teddy Bluger and Connor Garland, a line that combines defensive responsibility with offensive playmaking. This gives Reichel a legitimate chance to prove himself, and if he looks good, the Canucks will find a spot for him. If he exceeds expectations, he could even work his way up the lineup, adding another dynamic threat to the top 6. At just 23 years old, his upside is significant, and the risk of losing a mid-round pick is, in my opinion, well worth the potential reward. This isn't just about filling a hole, it's about Allvin's vision for a faster, more skilled, and more competitive Canucks team. It's about taking calculated risks to improve the roster without mortgaging the future. The upcoming season is critical for Vancouver, and adding a player like Reichel could be the kind of surprise move that truly elevates this team. There's a wealth of talent in the organization, and not everyone can make the cut. But bringing in a player of Reichel's pedigree, especially at such a low cost, is a smart play that speaks volumes about the strategic thinking at play. So, Canucks Nation, what are your thoughts on this potential trade for Lucas Reichel? Would you be willing to give up a mid-round pick to bring in this young, speedy winger? Do you see him as a low-risk, high-reward player who could truly blossom in Vancouver? Or would you rather the team stay put and give the current prospects their shot? Let us know your passionate opinions down in the comments below. And speaking of comments, let's shine a spotlight on our comment of the day from Adam, who says, Baines can be a third-line center for 9 games without burning his ELC. I think Rady is better than most people think, and I completely agree with this. Adam, you hit the nail on the head. Arshdeep Baines, affectionately known as Coots, has been absolutely incredible, and Ada Rady's performance, including his 6-point night in that 8-1 blowout against Calgary, shows the depth of talent we have. This ties directly into our discussion. Do you give a guy like Baines or Rady the immediate shot, or do you take a calculated risk on a former first-rounder like Reichel? It's a great problem to have, and it speaks volumes about the exciting future of this team. Leave your comments, predictions, and passionate takes below. You might just be featured in our next comment of the day. While you're down there, smash that like button, subscribe to Canucks Digest, and share this episode with all your hockey-loving friends. We'll be back with more exclusive reports and breaking news, so keep your eyes peeled for our next episode. I've been your host, Mark. Take care, Canucks fans.